Can you believe it? Botswana, the quiet giant of southern Africa, just dropped a bombshell by aligning with Burkina Faso's rebel leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore. This isn't just a handshake. It's a game changer that's got the U.S. scrambling and the continent buzzing. Buckle up, because we're diving into a move that could rewrite Africa's future. Making uncanny comparisons with Paul Kagame, my good friend Ibrahim Traore, and I say some of these folks are operating in a slightly different environment, where their word is obeyed instantly, without question. It's a different environment. You say this guy is not doing things, but he is doing them. He wakes up, dreams them up, and the following morning, he makes a pronouncement. It is law. It is policy. Action follows. And I wake up and I say, stuff? They look at me and say, what is this? What is this man talking about? Welcome to Code of the Lion, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together. Botswana has just made a move that's got everyone talking. Yes, Botswana, often seen as a quiet achiever of Southern Africa, has stunned the world by aligning itself with none other than Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now, if you're not following politics in Africa closely, this might seem like just another handshake, but trust me, this isn't business as usual. Let's break this down. Captain Traore has become a symbol of defiance against Western interference, especially with his outspoken stance on sovereignty and Pan-African unity. By choosing to stand with Traore, Botswana is sending an unmistakable message. Southern Africa is ready to chart its own path, even if it means ruffling some feathers in Washington. So, why is the U.S. so worried? For decades, the United States has tried to maintain influence in Africa through aid, military deals, and quiet diplomacy. Botswana has long been the model partner, stable, democratic, and cooperative with the West. But this new alliance, asterisk, it's a curveball. I've got to say, the timing couldn't be more interesting. With coups and political shakeups rattling West Africa, Traore and his allies are calling for a united front against what they call neo-colonial interference. Botswana joining that group, that's a major step up for the movement. It's like the quiet kid in class suddenly backing the rebel, and the teacher, in this case the U.S., is left speechless. What's really at stake here is the future direction of the continent. Are we seeing the start of a genuine Pan-African bloc? One strong enough to push back against outside pressure? Will other countries follow Botswana's lead and join Traore's alliance? Or is this just a flash in the pan, a bold statement that won't change much on the ground? Here's what I think. Botswana's move challenges the old story that Africa's destiny is always shaped from outside. It's a reminder that African countries are making their own choices, even if those choices make powerful nations uncomfortable. For the U.S., this is a wake-up call. For Africa, it might just be the beginning of a new chapter in self-determination. So, keep your eyes on Southern Africa. The next few months could shape the politics of the entire continent. And as always, I'll be here to break it all down for you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this the start of a new era or just another twist in Africa's political story? So I don't have 10 years. I don't have 5 years. I don't have 6 months to decide whether or not and go to court. No, I don't have that time. People yourselves need accommodation. And if I'm going to submit myself to a process that will take me 10 years to deliver accommodation to you, then I would have failed you, and failed you spectacularly. To change this country spectacularly in 3 years. So I don't have 10 years. I don't have 5 years. I don't have 6 months to decide whether or not and go to court. No, I don't have that time. People yourselves need accommodation. And if I'm going to submit myself to a process that will take me 10 years to deliver accommodation to you, then I would have failed you, and failed you spectacularly. So what do? We need to ensure that there's transparency, there's openness, there's accountability in each and every process that we undertake. No doubt that is not negotiable and that there is no corruption. And so, People say, when you acknowledge a failed system and you say, whatever we do, we must not do this one. They say, he's trying to give tenders to his relatives. I want you to know my relatives. Just check, you'll know them. You need to know them so that you can track whether any one of my relatives has any tender. You need to ascertain, you need to be sure about these things so that when these allegations are flung about, because one is seeking to move from an entrenched system of corruption to something that offers us some redemption, yet you are able to interrogate the allegations. And we must interrogate the allegations together. And so, it's going to be very critical for us to find ways of moving away from this corrupt system and engaging in a different one that we can monitor and track. One that delivers results timelessly, within budget, no corruption. And so, we need to look for the best practices, and that we will do. If there's anything that I'm not afraid to do, it is to take decisive measures, even in the face of opposition and hostility. If it has to be done, it is good for the country. It is good for the people. I will do it. Make no mistake about it. I declare this, and I declare it publicly, so that it is known, so that when you gauge and you assess, you understand how I approach these matters. And with me, I'm always open to engagement. You disagree with me? Let's talk. You tell me, I think you're getting it wrong here, and I'll listen to you. And if I realize you are correct, I will say it to you. But not just to you, I'll also say it publicly. I have been advised by my friend or my colleague that this approach is wrong. I have reassessed. I have come to the conclusion that it is actually wrong and we self-correct. That's how you operate, because we are all frail and fallible. This is the concept of Bafu Code. This is what it means. When you say that, it means you appreciate your own frailties, your own brokenness. You're broken and fissured yourself. And so, when others come and they approach you with a different perspective, you pay attention. And when you realize they are correct, you heed what they say. This is how you operate in a sane and sober environment. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what position you occupy. It's called humility, just the ability to acknowledge that I may be wrong. Even when you think you've got it right 100%, you may actually be 100% wrong. And when somebody challenges you, if you think you are right and you believe in the correctness of your proposition, then it becomes an opportunity for you to persuade them, to win them over, or be won over to their side. Pause for applause effect. And so, I don't understand why sometimes there's conflict when we engage on any issue. And you assess. That's why you do recall, you collect data. You assess it critically, you examine it from different perspectives, and then you take a decision. But if you go out there, rumor and gossip gets people so excited, even some who call themselves analysts, and you look at what they are trying to say, there's no analysis. But you, by virtue of your profession, your training, are analysts, because you deal only in facts, and you take decisions based on accurate information. Not speculation, not rumor, not gossip, not pettiness, not frivolity, not absurdity. That's your job. And you need to demonstrate these capabilities because you have them. And so, it's important for us to understand these issues. And I commit here and now and going forward to working with you to build the Botswana Defense Force so that it truly provides for security, accountability, and meritocracy, that your actions on and off duty reflect our respect for human rights and the rule of law. Let us build a force, a defense force, that is not only formidable in capability, but one that is also exemplary in character. And if we do this, we will ensure that the Botswana Defense Force remains a pillar of peace, security, and progress for generations to come. I also would like to urge, there are many programs that we're trying to develop on the trot. One of them is a housing program called Buno Housing Scheme. The bold ambition of this program is to ensure home ownership, that no person in this country be without a decent house. And I've seen how many of our people retire into penury, into poverty. And there's a structural explanation for this. And I've said before, we have operated a low-wage economy across for a very long time, such that a person who earns $20,000 belongs in the top 1% of high-income earners in this country. $20,000. And so, you can imagine, if you slide all the way down, what it means to the everyday experience of our people. This should be a source of grave concern for all of us, especially for government. We need to be very concerned about this. And so, When we complain with good reason, we need to understand that we are dealing with a structural problem. And so we must face up to it and address it structurally. So this housing scheme is an attempt to place immovable property in the hands of citizens, as many of them as we possibly can. And the ambition is to build 100,000 of these houses in the next 3 years. I've said 3. The minister says he wants to do it in 2 years. And so this program is being rolled out in every constituency. The minimum is 1,000 houses. And so wherever you come from, you are entitled. If you have a piece of land that you've not been able to develop because of the challenges that we all face, you now can, for a very reasonable amount per month, at least put up some decent shelter. The idea is to ensure our citizens have decent accommodation, but we will also engage in other programs that seek to deliberately transfer wealth, claw it back from where it is, and place in the hands of the most ordinary of our citizens. It is an obligation. Government has to do this if it is a government of the people, for them, and by them. As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep, or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories about justice and comeback victories that will restore your faith in standing up for what's right.